Good day, everyone. I am Sir Lorenzo P. Ferren, your TLE 10 teacher. Our topic for today is all about dry heat and moist heat cooking method. Our most essential learning competency for this topic is cook meat cuts. Identify appropriate cooking methods for meat cuts. So we have two types of methods of cooking meat. First one, we have the dry heat. The second one is the moist heat cooking. When we say dry heat, those are roasting, broiling, or sauteing. And when we say moist heat, those are braising, steaming, or poaching. Dry heat cooking refers to any cooking technique where the heat is transferred to the food item without using any kind of moisture. Meaning to say, we are cooking without the presence of water or any kind of moisture. Dry heat cooking typically involves high heat with temperatures of 300 degrees Fahrenheit or hotter. We have here the examples of dry heat methods of cooking. We have the roasting and baking, grilling and broiling, sauteing and pan frying, and also the deep frying. Roasting and baking. Roasting and baking are forms of dry heat cooking that use hot, dry air to cook food. Like other dry heat cooking methods, roasting and baking brown the surface of the food, which in turn develops complex flavors and aromas. As you can see on the picture, we have here different kinds of meats, and it has been cooked by means of dry heat methods such as roasting and baking. So you can see the brown surface of the meats. Both words describe a method of cooking an item by developing or enveloping it in hot, dry air, generally inside an oven and at temperatures of at least 300 degrees Fahrenheit, and often much hotter. A convection oven which circulates hot air throughout the oven can enhance the browning reaction. Next is the grilling and broiling. Grilling and broiling are dry heat cooking methods that rely on heat conducted through the air from an open flame. This type of cooking produces browning reactions on the surface of the food, thus encouraging the development of complex flavors and aromas. Grilling cooks hot and fast because air is poor conductor of heat. Broiling and grilling require the food to be quite close to the heat source, which is in this case is likely to be an open flame or direct flame. Thus, it is called direct cooking or direct heat cooking. So you can see on the picture, the meats has been cooked directly onto the flame. Another one is sauteing and pan frying. Sauteing is a form of dry heat cooking that uses a very hot pan and a small amount of fat to cook the food very quickly. So such fat are examples of those are butters, lard or oil, etc. Like other dry heat cooking methods, sauteing browns the food surface as it cooks and develops complex flavors and aromas. Sauteing requires a very hot pan. When sauteing, it is important to heat the pan for a minute, then add a small amount of fat. Take note, small amount of fat only. And let it get hot as well before adding the food to the pan. This hot pot helps brown the surface of the food. Another key is to avoid overloading or overcrowding of the pot. As you can see on the picture, that is an example of sauteing or pan frying of meat. Next is the deep frying. Since deep frying involves submerging food in hot liquid bath, it might take some time to get used to the idea that it's actually a form of dry heat cooking. So I will emphasize deep frying is an example of dry heat cooking. But if you've ever seen the violent reaction of hot oil to even a tiny drop of water, you know that oil and water are a couple of opposites. That's nothing to do with each other. So this is an example of what we call deep frying cooking of meats. Now let us proceed to the moist heat cooking. Moist heat cooking methods include any technique that involves cooking with moisture, whether it is a steam, water, stock, wine, or some other liquid. Cooking temperature are much lower, anywhere from 140 degrees Fahrenheit to a maximum of 212 degrees Fahrenheit, because water doesn't get any hot than that. So it is very different from dry heat cooking. Examples of moist heat cooking methods include, we have the simmering, the boiling, the steaming, braising, and stewing. Okay, so when we say simmering, the cooking liquid is a bit hotter than poaching, from 180 degrees Fahrenheit to 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Here, we will see bubbles forming and gently rising to the surface of the water, but the water still isn't at full rolling boil. Because it surrounds the food in water that maintains a more or less constant temperature, simmering cooks food very evenly. If you want to tenderize your meat, the right method for that is simmering method. It is an excellent choice for culinary preparations including stocks or soups, starchy items such as potatoes or pastas, or many others. As you can see on the picture, that is an example of simmering method. Next is the boiling method. The hottest of these three stages is boiling, where the water reaches its highest possible temperature of 212 degrees Fahrenheit. Again and again, I will repeat, the temperature of the water is 212 degrees Fahrenheit. It's actually the least likely of the three to be used for cooking. That's because the violent agitation caused by the rolling boil can be too rough on food, and often that can damage it. So this is an example of boiling. As you can see, the water on the meats is boiling. It creates bubbles. Steaming is a moist heat cooking technique that employs hot steam to conduct the heat to the food item. Steaming can be done on a stovetop with a pot containing a small amount of liquid that is brought to a simmer. The item to be cooked is then placed in a basket suspended above the liquid and the pot covered. As you can see on the picture, this is an example of a steaming method of cooking meat. So it is placed on the basket, and on the lower level of the basket, there is a water that will boil, and the meats will be cooked by using the steam or water vapor of those water. Next, we have the braising and stewing. Braising is a form of moist heat cooking in which the item to be cooked is partially covered with a liquid and then simmered slowly at a low temperature. Though it can be done on the stovetop, braising is best done in the oven because the heat fully surrounds the pot and causes the food to cook more evenly than if it were only heated from below. This is an example of braising and stewing. Well, that's all for today. Thank you and goodbye.